Have you ever felt as if a presence insists on occupying your thoughts even after everything has ended? Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with someone's name echoing in your mind without any logical explanation? Well, sometimes the bond between two people goes far beyond touch, companionship, or exchanged messages. It transcends what can be seen. It's as if their hearts share a silent code that continues to function even when everything seems to have fallen apart. And the most intriguing part, the other person feels it, even from a distance, even in silence. They might pretend to be indifferent. They might carry on with life wearing a rehearsed smile. They might post pictures with generic captions trying to look fine. But deep down, really deep down, their heart still beats in sync with yours. And no matter how much they fight against it, this connection starts calling them back. Maybe they've tried to move on. Maybe they've convinced themselves that it's for the best. Maybe they've distracted themselves with other people, other conversations, other possibilities. But there's something that doesn't give, something that insists, something that bothers them, like an echo of your presence in the quietest corners of their day, as if each rehearsed laugh loses its flavor when they remember the sound of your voice, as if every attempt to distance themselves is, in fact, another proof that there are still feelings deep inside. And the truth is this: it exists. They still feel. They still think. They still remember. They still imagine. You may not know it, but your name is still searched on their social media. Your old photos are still viewed in their most vulnerable moments. They still catch themselves smiling at silly memories that should have been forgotten but haven't been. Because there are connections that don't break over time. They become part of the person, part of who they are. Do you know what hurts the most? It's that she tried to convince herself that it wasn't love. She tried to delete messages. She tried to stop listening to those songs that reminded her of you. She tried to tell herself it was just another phase, just another silly longing, but it wasn't. It isn't. And now she's starting to see this more clearly. It's in this moment that the masks begin to fall. Because pretending is exhausting, a forced smile wears you down, and living away from the one your heart chose, it hurts. It might seem like everything is fine over there. It might seem like the person is at peace, rebuilding, immune to what you experienced together. But appearances can be deceiving. And when silence speaks louder than any message, it's because something is about to change. And that change is coming. Slowly, intensely, inevitably. She will reach out to you, not out of neediness, not out of habit, but because, despite trying in every possible way, her heart remains connected to yours. There's something pulling her back, calling her, inviting her home. Something that no distraction has managed to erase. Something that no one else has been able to replace. She may still be in conflict. There might still be fear, pride, or doubts. But even amidst all that, there's a certainty growing inside her. It's you she still dreams of. It's you she looks for in the margins of life. And when the heart speaks louder than the ego, the truth reveals itself. Have you noticed? Small signs are starting to appear. A like that seems out of place. A message view at an odd hour. A mutual friend commenting on something seemingly random. Coincidences? Maybe. But perhaps they are discreet ways for fate to say, it's not over yet. Because love, true love, doesn't just disappear suddenly. It can hide, fall asleep, remain silent for a while, but it's still there. Waiting, breathing, beating. And when that love is strong enough to withstand distance, time, fears, and escape attempts, it starts to guide the way back. This is what's happening now. No matter how much she denies it, how much she distances herself, or how firm she seems in her decision to go it alone, there's something inside her that has already decided to come back. Something that can no longer bear to live in denial. Something that cries out for reconnection, and when she finally allows herself to hear that, she will come looking for you. But here's an important point. Love only triumphs when it is embraced with maturity. If she seeks you out, it won't be by chance. It will be because the bond between you two is strong enough to overcome what once seemed insurmountable. And that leads to the question, are you ready? Because it's not just about wanting her back, it's about rebuilding. forgiving, understanding that no one is perfect, but there is beauty in trying again, with more awareness, more truth, more commitment. It's not enough for love to want to return. It needs to be welcomed by a heart willing to start anew. Maybe you're wondering, what if she doesn't come back? What if all this is just an illusion? And I'll respond with another question. What if it's real? What if this feeling is, in fact, something that has survived the test of time, hasty decisions, and insecurities? Will you let it slip away? Because sometimes, what we quietly hope for is exactly what life wants to give us, but with one condition, that we are ready to not repeat the same mistakes. This person will seek you out, and it won't be because you insisted. It will be because her heart can no longer deny what it feels. It will be because the universe found a way to intertwine paths once more. It will be because there is something greater between you, something that logic cannot explain, but that the soul recognizes. And when that happens, everything will make sense. The doubts will dissipate. The memories will come alive again. And you will realize that despite so many obstacles, love chose to remain. But until then, take care of yourself. Get ready, grow, evolve, because the reunion won't be between the same people who got lost. It will be between two more mature, more aware, stronger versions. She will seek you out. And when that happens, it will be different. She will come not with empty promises, but with a genuine desire to make things work, with humility, with longing shining in her eyes, with a heart stripped of pride. Because when love survives silence, it returns with more truth. And you will feel it. You will know. You will recognize in her gaze everything that words left unsaid. Because some feelings don't need to be explained. They simply meet and move forward together. Yes, she will seek you out, because her heart still knows the way back. And perhaps deep down, yours is already waiting for that moment too. But before this reunion takes place, there is something essential that needs to be said. Don't romanticize suffering. Don't idealize someone to the point of forgetting who you are. Loving someone deeply should not mean forgetting to love yourself. Because when that heart returns, and it will, what it finds in you needs to be stronger than what it left behind. You cannot be in the same emotional place you were when everything ended. The pain may have shattered you, yes, you may have felt rejected, ignored, forgotten, and all of that was real. But now you need to choose what to do with those wounds, turn them into walls or into bridges. People who are emotionally connected tend to reunite not when they most desire it, but when they are most prepared. Because the reunion of souls is not merely a romantic event. It is also a spiritual test. It is life asking, have you learned enough to not destroy each other again? And here comes a painful yet liberating truth. Sometimes love returns not to continue, but to teach, to close chapters in a lighter way, to show that there was indeed a connection, but that the learning was greater than the staying. But that doesn't seem to be the case for you, not now. The kind of connection you still feel alive between you two is not common. It persists even without contact. It vibrates even when the other person tries to escape. It insists even when the world seems to scream that it's time to forget. Because there are bonds that defy time, reason, and wrong choices. And this person, no matter how much they have tried to move on, feels the same way. They might not even admit it. They might hide behind phrases like, "It was for the best," or "That's in the past." But deep down, when they lie in silence, when the lights go out, when there are no more distractions, it's you who comes to mind. It's not just memories, it's presence, it's energy, it's a living connection. That's why they will seek you out. It will happen at a moment you might not expect. It will come with a silly excuse, something like, "I just wanted to check in on you." But you'll feel in between the lines what they still don't have the courage to say. You'll notice in their gaze that, despite the time and distance, the feeling hasn't died. Now, it all depends on how you both handle this. Are you willing to truly listen? Are you ready to embrace their vulnerability without using it as a weapon? Are you strong enough not to throw back everything that hurt, but instead to turn it into a starting point? Because the love that returns only blossoms if it finds fertile ground. And that fertile ground is you, more mature, more whole, more aware of what you want and what you will no longer accept. The mistake many reunions make is trying to live the same love with the same attitudes that destroyed it the first time. But you are no longer that version of yourself, and neither is she. Pain has transformed you both. Silence has shaped each of your truths. And now, if it's time to start over, let it be with intention, with honesty, with depth, not in a rush. Because true reunions don't require haste, they require presence. And as contradictory as it may seem, sometimes waiting prepares us. Longing teaches, absence reveals. She will seek you out. But will you truly be ready to welcome her? I'm not talking about romanticizing the return. I'm talking about understanding what it means. Because she won't be coming back just because she misses you, but because she recognized in the silence of her own soul that what you had was not ordinary, that there was truth, even with flaws, that there was love, even with missteps. And when someone acknowledges that, the reunion ceases to be a coincidence. It becomes a mission. Don't be fooled. She still carries fragments of you within her. Phrases you said, gestures you made, details that only you had. She may have tried to erase, replace, or reroute, but certain traits are invisible tattoos on the soul, and you are there, etched, not as an idealized figure, but as someone who made a real difference. And the most beautiful thing is that, even with all the wounds, there's still space for love to blossom again, but not in the same way, in a better way, more whole, more authentic. But beware, when she reaches out, don't expect grand speeches. She may come broken, filled with fears, afraid of your reaction. She might be testing the waters, pretending to be casual. She may only mention something random, trying to open a door without appearing vulnerable. And that's when you'll need your wisdom. True love doesn't shout, it whispers, and when she reaches out to you, listen to what is beyond the words. Feel the energy, notice the details, and if your heart still beats for her, don't close yourself off. Don't protect yourself with the shield of pride. Because pride is a luxury that true love cannot afford. You know what you felt, you know what you lived, you know that despite everything, there's still something there. So, perhaps it's time to stop waiting for magical signs and accept the most powerful one. Intuition. That feeling that never let you rest even when everything seemed lost. That quiet certainty that it wasn't the end yet. Because her heart is still connected to yours. And when she reaches out to you, and she will, you'll understand that, even apart, you were never truly separated. And then, everything can begin anew, in a different way. With new agreements, with new truths, but with the same soul vibrating at the same frequency. And you'll realize, love, when it's real, always finds its way back. And when that moment arrives, when she finally reaches out to you, perhaps in a shy message, a hesitant voice note, or an unexpected reunion, you will remember every word you read here. You will understand that none of this was a coincidence. That what you experienced, no matter how intense or confusing it was, left real marks. That it wasn't just about passion, moments, or attachment, but about a rare, silent, and stubborn connection, one that time cannot erase and that destiny insists on reconnecting. That's when you will have to decide clearly. Will you repeat the mistakes of the past, or build something new, something stronger, something truer? Because real love is not about immediate return, it's about conscious reconnection. Two hearts that have gone through internal battles, matured, and now can love with more fullness, more respect, and less fear. You will realize that she isn't coming back just out of a desire to relive something. She is returning because something inside her never left. And maybe, just maybe, you too have never stopped feeling. Perhaps all those nights when you wondered if she still thought about you have been answered, in silence, by the universe. Maybe this love has always been on standby, waiting for the right moment. The time when you both would be ready to look into each other's eyes with more truth than before. Ready to love without strings attached, without games, without defenses. She will seek you out. And when that happens, don't think about winning, proving, or testing. Think about living a love that's clearer, more generous, lighter. Because in the end, loving is just that, having the courage to try again, to open your heart, even after the wounds, to believe that despite everything, it's still worth it. If this text resonated with you, if it touched some place inside your heart that had been silent for a long time, then leave your comment down below. Tell me, do you feel that this person still thinks about you? Do you feel that this connection still exists? And if you also believe that certain reunions are written by the soul, then give this video a like. It shows that you are ready to experience something real, maybe more real than anything you've lived until now. Subscribe to the channel too, because here we talk about what is real, what moves us from within. Every week there's content that makes you rethink, feel, and awaken. And remember, sometimes all love needs is a fresh start at the right time, and the right time might be now.